Pleased to meet you, everyone. I'm Luca. I've been at Meta for 4 years now, and I'm part of an organization called Reality Labs. Reality Labs, is an organization that we created 10 years ago, and this year is very specific for this 10 years anniversary. 10 years ago, we bought Oculus, which was a VR headset, and we have done tremendous progress since then.
What I think we need to do in the next phase of developing is building great software experiences. Enabling us to be present anywhere creates opportunities for people everywhere.
Mixed reality won't be ready for a while, but it is on our roadmap. We think it's a huge part of the next 5 years and an important step on the path to augmented reality.
With each step, we're getting to a more immersive and natural experience.
This is Project Aria. It's a research device that will help us understand how to build the software and hardware necessary for real, working AR glasses.
I'm excited to share with all of you Oculus Quest 2. This is the form factor that's going to introduce people to virtual reality.
Last year, we showed our very first full-body codec avatar.
Mixed reality is going to power some of the most interesting experiences you can have with Quest Pro.
This is so great.
We are so excited today to introduce you to the new Ray-Ban Meta Smart Glasses collection. I can simply ask Meta AI to tell me about what I'm looking at.
Hey Meta, how do you make a braid?
We are incredibly proud to introduce Quest 3, the first mainstream mixed reality headset.
So 10 years, right? In 10 years, we have created amazing products. And what I want to share with you today is how we implement this technology within corporations. At Meta, we see 4 main trends or 4 kind of use cases that work really well today. Learning and training, creativity and design, meeting and collaboration, and building communities. Training, probably one of the most famous one. Imagine being able to train your employees on anything, anywhere, anytime. You don't need large infrastructure, you just need a headset, and everyone can train and learn new skills very fast and practice indefinitely and make mistakes because this is the best way to learn. Design and creativity. Great use case as well for companies who design product, consumer product, industrial product. Usually those processes are very long, iterative and costly, and thanks to VR, we can go much faster. Meetings and collaboration. Please raise your hand if you have been in countless meetings on video conferencing with no camera turned on and no microphone open. We spend way too many hours in these meetings, and being able to do that in 3D in many different ways will transform the way to be more productive. And finally, building community, addressing large crowd of people, onboarding your new employees when your company is growing, training people at scale is a great use case as well. But let's look at very specific example. A couple of years ago, Bjorn Becker, who works at Lufthansa, highlighted one of the issues that they had. Lufthansa, they have the premium business class, and those big assets, they need to be transported to various locations. Trade shows, to show it to their customers, to their crew, to be in order to train and understand how it works, and also their call centers that needs to understand and see it before talking about it with their consumers. So Lufthansa partner with one of our partners called MSM Digital. It's a German company, and they created augmented reality and a mixed reality experience in which you can visualize, see the premium seats. It's also interactive, so you can click on many buttons. It's a really cool one because it starts with augmented reality, and then you can be fully immersed in the plane and have the whole view of the plane. This, on average, for them, it's saving cost about 70 to 80% on the manufacturing of these mock-ups and the shipping to the different locations. Also, a couple of years ago, Mondelez wanted to tackle one of the issues. Mondelez is a consumer brand. They have brands like Oreo or Toblerone, if you're a big chocolate fan. They are in a competitive space, right? A lot of companies innovate, work on the packaging, on the product, and they need to innovate fast and therefore prototype their product very quickly. Also, they wanted to have new ways to interact with their consumer, to test the products. And finally, they have a global R&D team that needs to collaborate in a more efficient way. Mondelez implemented two solutions, and I think this is extremely relevant because they are off-the-shelf tools. And we've been talking a lot about budget in the previous presentation. Two apps. One is called Arthur. It's a European company based in Austria. It's an off-the-shelf platform. You can easily create your own metaverse space. It requires absolutely no coding skills and very easy to use. The second tool they have been using is Gravity Sketch. Gravity Sketch is also an off-the-shelf app. You can download it on the Meta Store, and it helps you visualize 3D objects, collaborate with your colleagues in different parts of the world. And a lot of people at Mondelez, more than 1,000 people have been there, and their prototyping cycle has moved from weeks to hours. So imagine the number of the time and the hours that the company is saving using VR. Last use case I wanted to share with you is Pfizer. Sorry to take you back to this difficult time of COVID-19, but when Pfizer got the approval for the drug for the vaccine, they faced two challenges. The first one is train new operators remotely because people had struggled to travel, and they had a new manufacturing process. Pfizer implemented 500 Quest 2s in their different sites. They partner with a company developing this, so it's custom. And they were able to train the people, especially on the gesture that this person will have to do in the manufacturing site. They need to be extremely precise. Just the speed at which you move your hand matters. And they implemented a haptic solution as well. So when you move your hand too fast, the controller vibrates, your hand turns red. So every detail is taken into account to replicate as much as possible the situation when you are in this manufacturing site. On average, on training, it reduced the time of training by 40 to 60%. So they were able to manufacture a million of doses that had a great impact, I believe. So this is what companies are doing today. There are hundreds or thousands of examples, and we saw some this morning. What companies tell us today, what is missing to go further is security, so securing their assets, the devices, and scalability. How do I scale this tool in my company? So we have launched Quest for Business. Quest for Business is an MDM software that allows you to manage the devices in an enterprise setup. You don't need a Facebook account. You do not need a Meta account or an Instagram account. You connect this tool to your Azure ID, for example, if you want to have your corporate identities. And you can see all of these identities. You can implement single sign-on, double authentication, and you will have an overview of all your devices, wherever they are, connected to which Wi-Fi, what is the content on them, etc. You have control of the apps, of course. We don't implement that for gaming, so we want to have limited access to certain apps that are specific to companies, and we have a dedicated support in the platform. Again, this is what we are doing today, and we know that the metaverse is a long-term investment. It's going to take years, and at Meta, we invest for the future and not just the hype. So it's still going to take a lot of time. And one of the technology we are working on to even go further with the metaverse and VR headset is, of course, AI. Difficult to make a presentation today without talking about that. AI, the good news is that we have been in AI for quite some time. It's at the core of the DNA of Meta. Facebook was created in 2004. The news feed in Facebook was powered by AI in 2006. So it's been quite some time. We have also a finance a lot of research, so we opened a lab called FAIR. It's led by Yann Lequin, famous French scientist. Sorry for the French ego there, but we are really proud of him. He does a lot of conference. He wrote books as well. I highly encourage to listen to him. He has a very a lot of criticism towards AI as well, so it's a great content to have a look at. This lab is all around the world, mainly in New York, Paris, and part of the team is actually here in the Netherlands, in Amsterdam. Open source is very important for us as well. PyTorch, one of the main framework in AI, is open source, available to anyone. And we have our own AI called Llama. We recently published Llama 3. You can go on meta.com and download it right away, and you can use it for free. Great AI. Another innovation we are working on the hardware side is the Meta Ray-Ban glasses. Just a heads up, this is a consumer product. We don't have enterprise usage for now, but it's just glasses, so you won't see anything on the glass, right? But there is a camera inside. It's 12 million pixels, so it's the equivalent of most smartphones that you have in your pocket today. You can capture any moment of your life. You can take pictures, video. You can send that on WhatsApp. You can have calls. And all of that, you do it hands-free, by voice command, so there is no button, and with a bit of style as well, which is pretty cool. The next step for these glasses is to integrate AI. So we have, they are connected to internet, so you can chat and you can ask the glasses anything. So in this example, you have a doubt on the rules of paddles, so you can simply ask the AI. The next step, which is already available in the US, is to integrate our large language model and the analysis of what you see, so you can look at some text. It will automatically translate by voice, and it can analyze things. We were talking about the industrial metaverse, so a lot of application can come from there. Also, we have a strong partnership with Microsoft, Microsoft Mesh, which is the first version, I would say, of their immersive tool. It's the immersive version of Teams, to put it simply. It's still the beginning, but you can do already great meetings in there, very interactive. It integrates Copilot as well. You can visualize products much better than if you were on a 2D screen, which, of course, limits a lot the interactions. The whole suite of Microsoft is actually available on Meta devices. You can download Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and visualize a lot of great stuff. Outside of Microsoft, we have a whole ecosystem of partners, and we are really proud of them. Especially, the ecosystem is very strong in Europe. So a lot of companies create great apps. I think one of them is here today, Envilen. If you want to go and try, it's a D&I training, Dutch company, Alex, the CEO right there. So I highly encourage you to go and try on Quest 3 downstairs after the conferences. So this is what companies are doing. This is what Meta is working on. But if we look at innovation and what could be done, I just want to tell you a short story of how we see the future in the next decade. Predicting the future is easy. Everyone has something to say. It's just getting it right that is difficult. For the next 10 years, we see that on our day-to-day life, we will use augmented and virtual reality to enhance any workflow we go through during the day. So let me tell you the story of Julia. Julia is a robotic engineer. She works in a large worldwide company. When she starts her day, she puts on a headset. She goes to her desk at home or at work. The headset recognizes the whole environment, so they are able to place different items on the desk. She's identified automatically with retina identification, and she starts her day by having a chat with her AI assistant. The AI assistant will guide her through her day, the important meetings she has to prepare for, and she has a full visibility on what she has to do. Good news, this morning she has some free time, so she's going to work on her latest project, which is a robotic arm. She sees it in 3D, of course, and she can play around, she can visualize how it's going to play out, she can make modification by the tip of her fingers. She's very focused, she has her Spotify open, she listens to music, she doesn't want to be disturbed. After a couple of hours, her colleagues call her with his avatar, and he says, okay, I think we have to try this robotic arm in real-life scenario. So they both switch to a digital twin of the manufacturing site of the company, and they're able to place this robotic arm in this environment, play around with it, see if it's works, if there are any kind of issues they're going to face before launching the full implementation. After this meeting, she goes to a virtual space of the office. She walks around, see her colleagues, have a short chat, and she sees two of them. They are actually preparing All Hands. All Hands is the monthly meeting of the company where the CEO will come and showcase numbers and data and the result of the company. It's actually time for this meeting, so they jump into this meeting. They have the CEO presenting. All of the data that are presented are in 3D, so everyone can interact with the data. They can zoom in while the presenter is doing the presentation. From the presenter side, he has live feedback of the people in the room, and he can adapt his speech and his presentation live with the people. This is the end of her day, so I just have a question for you. Are you ready for the next breakthrough? Thank you.
It's so cool. It's the glass.
Yes.
I will tell you, a good friend of mine who was actually here in the audience, he literally just came to me and he was like, look at this cool new gadget I actually have. So he was already telling me everything about the glass. But it's not available in the Netherlands, right?
It is not yet, unfortunately.
We have to drive to Belgium.
Exactly.
Uh-oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So we have to wait for that.
You have to wait a little bit. I don't have any date to communicate, but yeah, we're working hard to make it available. It's a consumer product still.
Okay, yeah. Looking forward to that. You should definitely connect with my friends to explore.
If you want to try them, by the way, you're welcome to do so.
Will. Wonderful. Now, there's a couple questions coming in,
sure.
And because of the time, I'm going to combine them. What would be the top 3 use cases for any business to justify getting a VR set for hundreds of employees? And does Meta offer leasing or rental options for enterprise? Or do you really have to buy all these headsets?
Yeah. So every project with VR that we do with our customers starts by defining the use case. So it's entirely up to your business to pick the most relevant use case. Of course, training is the most obvious and is one of the most efficient today. Also, with training, you can leverage off-the-shelf solutions. I was mentioning Enliven before. It's one app. Everything is ready. You just need to buy the headset. The content is there. And it works way better than any other training on a 2D screen that you may have done. So my recommendation is training. But again, find the right use case that is relevant to your business. There is no renting options. We have a network of enterprise reseller of the devices. There are a few in the Netherlands. They only sell, so no renting for now.
No, all right. Yeah, this is a funny other question because I remember that some of the bigger games like Fortnite and the Roblox platform, they now allow ads, right? To really target ads for the customers. And one of the questions from the audience is like, will the metaverse be plagued with ads as well? What do you think?
That's a good question. We want to build the next computing platform, and this is coming. When you think about Facebook, I mean, it took a while before getting ads, right? And we really thought it through before putting ads out there because we wanted to focus on the user experience. And nothing matters most for us than the user experience. We don't want to end up like traditional website with pop-ups everywhere. So maybe it will happen. I'm not making this decision,
no.
but yeah, maybe it will happen.
Who here already has an Oculus? Maybe some people. All right. Now, curious. Last question. I do have one as well. What is your favorite app? The one I really should start using right now. Yeah.
So I have the Quest 3, and I recently tried a video game from Ubisoft, Assassin's Creed.
Okay.
A game that I used to play a long time ago, and yeah, I downloaded it recently. It's pretty fun, feeling like an assassin and
How's it called again?
Assassin's Creed.
Oh, Assassin's Creed. Yeah. Okay.
It's the video game from Ubisoft.
Yeah.
I mean, great, and it leverages both augmented reality and virtual reality. So I highly encourage.
Lucas Boujard, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.